It is 4 months since the government was formulated. That is precisely the point. It's a new administration that is setting its systems so that it can move on tackling the major challenges that we have. We did make commitments when we were campaigning, and those commitments are within the framework of our manifesto. And clearly, some of the challenges we have to deal with as an immediate concern is to tackle things like the cost of living, which is painful across the board for everybody, really. And one of the challenges that we need to put in context is exactly that. We are not there because it's like instant coffee. We are not there just out of the blues. We are where we are because of a protracted period of certain actions or inactions that have cumulatively put the Kenyan people in this situation, all right? And we can tackle some. For instance, the debt challenge, which we have, needs to be managed very carefully so that it does not tip over the cliff on the Kenyan people. Now that calls for some very tough measures which the government has been undertaking, and key to this is cutting back on expenditure. The government in its first 4 months has made sure that we have cut back expenditure to the tune of 300 billion Kenya shillings, all right, so that we can improve on our physical space. So it's a question of physical consolidation where you are cutting back on expenditure and reorganizing your priorities in terms of the spend, and also in conjunction enhancing processes of revenue mobilization. All right, so that is not an easy space to navigate. Remember, we have a debt of about 8.7 trillion, billion, which translates to about 60% of our GDP. All right. Now that is not a small problem. It is a serious problem. So we have to make sure that we slow down the growth of that debt, both within the domestic arena and also from the international perspective, so that we now lean more to concessional funding than we had previously been doing. So this is why we are feeling the effects of the high cost of living.